This week, the Senate will consider the nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. President Trump has tapped Mr. Kennedy to lead the charge in making America healthy again, something that's been a concern of Mr. Kennedy's throughout his career. And Mr. Kennedy promises to make HHS a collaborative, transparent, and science-driven agency under his leadership. And I will say, Mr. President, that that's good to hear. Many Americans' trust in health authorities has eroded in recent years, with the pandemic being a big factor. A lot of Americans grew frustrated with confusing and sometimes contradictory guidance from government agencies. And measures like requiring toddlers as young as 2 years old to wear masks indefinitely not only defied common sense, there was no scientific research to back it up. Mr. President, our public health agencies do critical work, and I'm a supporter of their research, and I'm proud of the contributions that they make to American leadership in medicine and innovation. But if we're going to make America healthy again, the agencies doing this important work have to rebuild some trust with Americans. So I was pleased to hear Mr. Kennedy pledge to increase transparency and accountability, including an unprecedented level of collaboration with Congress that allows for regular and robust oversight of his agency's activities. I was also pleased that Mr. Kennedy acknowledged the importance of vaccines and the concerning reality that vaccine uptake in this country is decreasing. Mr. Kennedy has pledged that he will maintain the best vaccine standards. And he's committed to work within existing vaccine approval and monitoring systems and maintain the FDA's review standards. Mr. President, I look forward to Mr. Kennedy being a partner to Congress on some very important issues. He's brought attention to America's chronic disease epidemic, and I'm pleased that he wants to put a focus on chronic diseases that affect too many Americans and cost far too much in lives lost and dollars spent. I'm also encouraged that he is committed to implementing President Trump's pro-life policies at HHS. President Trump has been one of the most pro-life presidents we've ever had, and Mr. Kennedy's agency will be critical in protecting life and supporting mothers and babies. Mr. Kennedy is also committed to working with farmers and ranchers on policies that affect our food supply. America's farmers and ranchers are a valuable resource, and I look forward to working with him to ensure that the voice of South Dakota's agricultural producers is heard. Mr. President, I believe that Mr. Kennedy's collaborative approach to this job will help restore some of the trust in our public health agencies that's been lost in recent years. And I look forward to working with him on a number of issues as we restore that trust and work to make America healthy again. Mr. President, before I close, I just want to highlight the nominations process that we're having here in the United States Senate. Mr. Kennedy's confirmation will be the 15th since President Trump's inauguration. Democrats are obviously trying to slow down the process, but we've been moving right along. And we will continue to maintain an aggressive pace until President Trump has his entire team in place. Mr. President, it's interesting that Democrats have saved some of their fiercest opposition for two of our nominees this week, Mr. Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard, who, interestingly enough, are both former Democrats. I wonder if Democrats are unhappy to see the elevation of two individuals who became disillusioned with the Democrat Party. I think most Americans are pleased to see President Trump have a diversity of backgrounds in his cabinet. In fact, it's not uncommon. President Bush's first cabinet included a Democrat. President Obama's had two Republicans. President Trump elevated an Obama appointee to his first cabinet. But this trend stopped with President Biden. I'm sure the American people are glad to see President Trump living up to his promises to be a president for all of America. It's up to Democrats whether they want to participate or just obstruct for the next few years. But Republicans will be working to deliver results that benefit all Americans. Mr. President, I yield the floor, and I suggest the absence of quorum.